Hi, this is Dr. Buttigieg, and today I want to talk about the immediate flare we see with Peter Buttigieg, the handsome 37-year-old openly gay mayor from South Bend, Indiana, who went to Harvard, then Oxford, and was a lieutenant in military intelligence and spent time in Afghanistan. I found him to be charming, articulate, smart, funny, and he now introduces his husband, who is a teacher in junior high school. And I thought to myself, this would be a perfect candidate, but not for today. I think the flare we see is an immediate flare, and we might see him 4 years from now because Trump would completely devastate him in the race. But what do I really think is going to happen in the Democratic Party? It's not as obvious as everybody might think, because as charming as Peter is, and as charming as Cory Booker and Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, my bet is on one woman who really will determine the outcome, and her name is Nancy Pelosi. As I've talked about her before, I find her to be quite admirable. She's forceful. She's the daughter of a mafia family. She's run the party for 20-odd years, and she will openly have a woman who will represent the Democratic Party. Now, why do I say that? I don't happen to know anything more than you do, but there's one thing I do understand about the Democratic Party. Nancy Pelosi will always go to the crux of that party. And the crux and keystone of the Democratic Party are not millennials, are not gays, are not lesbians, and anything else. They are black African American women. Let me repeat it again. It's the African American women who are the key to the Democratic Party. So what does that mean? It's not about progressive. It's not about moderates. It's about having an African American woman who can represent the Democratic Party. And lo and behold, I found one. Kamala Harris, 54 years old. Born Jamaican father, Tamil Indian mother. Went to Howard University. Now, for most of you, you don't know what Howard is. It's an outstanding African-American university in Washington, D.C. I happened to have the good luck to give several lectures there over the many, many years. But you have to understand that that notion of having gone to Howard University is very impressive to the African-American community. Lest you only think she went there, she also went to Harvard and then went on to become a senator and became very effective in California. So I'm picking Kamala Harris, but there is another woman that's just behind her, and it's not Elizabeth Warren, and it's not some of the others you might think about. It's someone you've rarely heard about, and it's the successor to Hillary Clinton. Her name is Kirsten Hillebrand. She was born in Troy, New York, Albany, New York, and went to a college that very few of you have heard, probably one of the best in the Ivy League, and it's called Dartmouth. I did not go to Dartmouth, but it's an outstanding school. Now, why am I saying Dartmouth is important? Because there she happened to have studied a very esoteric subject called Asian Studies. So what does that really mean? That means that Kirsten is an expert in Chinese languages. She happened to have gone to Taiwan and Beijing and worked there and effectively represented the miscreant people who were involved in the Philip Morris cigarette cases and scandal. She even defended the very liars who said that there was no connection between cigarette smoking and cancer. Now, do I applaud her? Not necessarily, but she is a good and very effective lawyer. At the same time, I suspect she is very shrewd, very ruthless, and that's what's going to come forth in the Democratic Party. Let me quote to you Stalin, who said the following: I don't care how many people vote or who is voting. The key to any election are the people who count the votes. Let me quote FDR, who said, there are no accidents in a political election. Thank you and good night.